Hello, Lana.
Hello.
Nice to
Hi.
meet you this day to make an interview with you, and I'm very proud to do this with me.
Thank you for coming, and I'm very curious as to what we're going to talk about today.
Nice. So the first question:
Mm-hmm.
what means disease for you, and what is your definition here?
Oh, it's interesting you asked that question because I really haven't thought of my answer on what is disease. What does it mean to me? Up until 2 years ago when I was diagnosed with breast cancer,
I hear it.
and that was the first time that I really had to look at, okay, what does it mean? What does this disease mean to me? And I realized that having breast cancer was more of a wake up call.
Wake up call.
I see it, I see disease as a wake up call to look at, what have we been, what have I been doing in my life? What have I been busy with, and to look back at, okay, how did I, how did I take care of myself?
Yes.
So for me, that was a big, a big period of really looking into myself and then reevaluating everything that I've done and everything that I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then to also reevaluate what I value.
Yes.
So that for
Very
me
important,
is disease.
huh?
Yes.
You're an entrepreneur. You're
Yes.
a coach. Can you tell us something about you and your mission of life?
Well, like what I said, part of having breast cancer really made me reevaluate what I would like to do and how I would like to move forward with my life. Before that, I was busy with giving parenting education, so coaching parents.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm busy, empowering women. Yeah, I do clarity coaching sessions,
Yes.
and in the sessions I help women get through clarity in what they're doing in their lives, either with their business or with certain issues that they're struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm also busy helping She Dares, a movement for women. And what we're doing with She Dares is we're talking about acceptance, relationships, and money, which are three major themes for women.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, right now my life is more, we're moving, my entrepreneurship and my business is moving towards empowering women.
That's wow.
Thank you.
Now, very serious question is
Yes.
spirituality.
Ah,
What means that for you?
yeah. Spirituality, I would say I'm still in the process of really, redefining it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
What I realize is spirituality has a lot to do with how I connect with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in a Catholic country and a Catholic family, and
And you came from?
I come from the Philippines. I'm
Yes.
originally from the Philippines, and but I wasn't taught to, I wasn't taught to have faith or look at spirituality as a practice. It's more like, oh, you have to go to church and
Yes,
that's
yes,
it.
yes. So
But yeah, for, it's really more of, for me, it's a lot of connecting, self connection. It's a lot of looking at, okay, how would I want to live life,
Mm-hmm.
and that for me is what spirituality really means.
Yes, sure. And do you have learned lessons from your disease?
Oh,
And which
yes.
one? That's the question.
A lot. I mean, if there is a journal of life lessons, I think I would have written a lot about life lessons related to having breast cancer. The biggest one of all is the importance of presence.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was looking at, how am I in my life, who are the people that I value, who do I want to connect with,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that a lot of the people that I value and that I would like to connect with, I already have them. I already have them, and now the question is, since they're in my environment, what do I do with them? How can I connect with them in a level that I can say, hey, I'm here with you. So for me, the biggest one is really being present. You
Being
know?
present.
So, yeah, if I, how I see my day is if I get to be too busy with work, which I often do it, which I often do in front of my laptop. I really take time to also say, okay, even at least 5 minutes of self connection, or 5 minutes of connection with my children. That is the type of presence that I would like. And then if I say yes to anybody, like to this
Right.
interview,
Thank you.
if I say yes to something, that I am present in it,
Yes,
that it is coming from a full yes.
Yes, I know. Balance in life.
Oh, yeah.
That's an important question.
Mhm.
So, how do you find the balance in your life now?
How do I find the balance in my life? I would say that is actually a question that that I'm thinking about, in terms of maybe people, we're taught wrong that there is no balance. That there
Yeah.
is no balance, but what it is to live life based on what you value.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you value being with your family, if you value doing the work that you do,
Mm-hmm.
if you value your health,
Yeah. Yes.
then you get to that point of you're going after things, or you're going after actions that would benefit you the most.
Yeah.
And that for me is that for me would be an ideal, ideal in sense of the definition of balance.
Balance. Yes. and success.
Oh,
Okay.
success.
What
I
means
just
it?
I just gave a workshop on success.
Yes.
Yeah, I just gave a
Interesting.
workshop through Empower Amsterdam,
Yes.
and it's a foundation that are helping people who are in between jobs, or those who would like to go to the workforce. So I just gave a workshop on redefining the meaning of success. And part of the redefinition that I realized was a lot of our definition of success are culturally related. Things that, like from where I come from, education is a big thing. And
Yes.
people would say, hey, you have to study, 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 because that's the only way that you can be successful.
Yes.
And we've taken it in unconditionally. We grew up in that environment, and we did, we went to work. We say, okay, if I have this degree, I would be successful.
Yes.
But that is, that is not, that is not how I see success right now. Success really is based from my own definition. And
Yes.
I think a lot of us have not been, have not been really given that space to redefine it for ourselves. So if I think of success would mean like this to me, that I can be present with whatever I do for myself and for others. That I can be engaged in pursuing things that matter most in my life. And success can also mean, having the time to just really self-connect, because that's the most difficult of all, the self-connection. I tend to forget a lot of things, like even drinking or eating. If it's not with anybody, the tendency is for you not to eat. So for me, self-connection is, if I can do that for at least, how many minutes in my day, that's success for me.
That's a good definition. Eh?
Thank you.
It's your definition.
Yes,
That's,
it is my definition, yes.
And can you give women entrepreneurs who was sick
Yes.
tips of tips how to can do the business with
Yeah.
or deal with this disease?
Yeah. Well,
After disease,
after the disease, yes, after or even during. I mean, part of what I've went through, I realized the most difficult part was not during treatment. It
Yeah.
was after the treatment.
After the treatment,
That's when
it starts.
exactly
Yes,
everything
I
started.
know.
And what I would suggest is for anyone who's going through a point in their lives that they're facing a disease or diagnosed with one, what I would say is take the time.
Yes, and
Take the time. It's. I think this is if like what I mentioned a while ago, it's a wake up call, and it's really a matter of listening to that. What is my body telling me at this point? What is it that I have to do for myself, and not for anybody else, but for myself.
Yes, and not one more question. How do you have implement your lessons in your life now?
How do I implement? I implement it on on a daily basis in terms of my journaling. That's one. Meditation. That's also a practice that I would like to really promote.
Yeah.
Yes, that's part of the self connection, and then I also set 3 goals for myself. How I see the goals is more of a gift for myself.
Yes.
So it's not a to-do list, but it's a gift list.
Yes.
So in that sense of, okay, what 3 things am I gifting myself for today? So it can be just gifting myself 30 minutes of downtime to relax. It can be playing with my children. It can be giving myself time to write down the things that I have in my head, so it's not all stuck in the head. So it's that, choosing daily what I can give myself, what I can gift myself.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Then I have one more question. I love quotes. Do you have a quote or a life motto for yourself?
Yes. This is something that I've learned from a very powerful woman, Michelle Gilotti Mendel, and she mentioned it in one of her posts, and it just really got stuck to me, and that is, own the energy you bring in the room. And for me, that that really captures what presence means. That when you are there, you're there.
Yes.
And that's what I would like to remind myself and to remember, that I own the energy that I bring in the room.
This very beautiful quote.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this interview.
My pleasure.
I'm very proud.
Thank
you.